What is up, guys? The Fire Eagle here, and today we're going to be ranking all of the Generation 1 Pokemon on a tier list. They're going to be ranked on design, how much I like using them in game, sentimental value, stuff like that. So, yep, let's just get into this. First we got Bulbasaur. Uh, Bulbasaur is my least favorite of the Gen 1 starters, but that doesn't mean I don't like Bulbasaur. And I'm going to put Bulbasaur in B tier. I think Squirtle and Charmander are a lot cooler, so I never really choose Bulbasaur, but I am planning on choosing Bulbasaur next time I play through Kanto. So Ivysaur, on the other hand, Ivysaur is a lot cooler and pretty good in the early game against Misty and Brock. So, and then Venusaur. Venusaur looks kind of goofy, but I do like Venusaur quite a bit. So I'm gonna put Venusaur in B tier. All right. Yeah. All right. So, Charmander, first ever starter, other than Pikachu because I played Yellow first. It's the first ever starter I chose. So for that reason, I'm going to put Charmander in A tier. He's my favorite of the Gen 1 starters. It's kind of boring, I know, but I mean, when like Charmander's just so cool. All right. Next we got Charmeleon. I'm not a big fan of Charmeleon. Just there's something off about him. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the color change from orange to red. Charizard's also orange, and we'll get to Charizard in a minute. So I don't know. C. I'll put Charmeleon in C. Okay. Next we got Charizard. Charizard is very, very special to me because I used him in competitive in Gen 8. I had a shiny Charizard. He was Gigantamax, and he absolutely destroyed on the ladder. So for that reason, I'm putting him in S tier, and also my first starter as well. So all right, I just played Pokemon Red with Squirtle, so for that reason, Squirtle's pretty high on my list right now. I'm gonna put him in A tier as well. Wartortle, on the other hand, same boat as Charmeleon. He's just kind of weird. I'm gonna put him in C tier. Ivysaur is the only one of the middle evolutions they got right for the starters in this gen, in my opinion. Blastoise, he's leaning S because I have a shiny Blastoise that I hunted. You know, I'm gonna put him S tier as well with Charizard. All right, next we've got Caterpie. I mean, I don't really. Obviously, I'm not going to use a Caterpie in the game because Caterpie's pretty weak. But I mean, I like Caterpie's design, so I'll put Caterpie B tier. Metapod is just kind of funny. He can be a bit annoying early game, but I'm gonna put him B tier as well. Butterfree, not as high as these two. All right, Weedle, I'm putting same as Butterfree. Kakuna, on the other hand, I mean, this guy's got a tie. Like, how can he not respect the tie? Kakuna goes A tier for me. Beedrill's just so cool. It's sad he's so weak, but so I'm gonna put him A tier. I really like the Pidgey line. It's my favorite regional bird line. So Pidgey goes B tier for me. Pidgeotto goes A, and Pidgeot goes S for me. It's just my favorite regional bird line in the entire series. Rattata, same with Raticate. That's a low one, Raticate. I'm not a big fan of these two. They're literally just rats. Like, they're just rats you could find in New York City, basically. All right, Spearow. Um, he's just inferior to Pidgey, but I don't know. Is it just because Spearow's inferior, or because is it because Spearow's inferior to Pidgeot, or is it because Spearow's inferior to Pidgey? I don't know. I kind of like Pidgey and Spearow the same, so I'm gonna put him in B tier. But Spearow, he's his neck's just too weird. He's going C tier. I like Ekans. Don't know why. Just cool design. Same with Arbok. Those two are gonna A tier. All right, now we got Pikachu. It took me a minute to find the normal Pikachu. Pikachu. I guess B tier. I'm not a huge fan of Pikachu. Raichu on the other hand, I really like Raichu, so we're going with A tier and Raichu. Uh, Sandshrew. I've never used Sandshrew. He's he's kind of cute, I guess. So I guess B tier. Sandslash, same boat except not cute. He's just kind of cool, so I guess B tier as well. Um, Nidoran female. I always choose the male version, so C tier. Nidorina looks kind of cool, so I guess B tier. And the Nidoqueen, same thing as Nidorina. Nidoran male, we'll go B tier. Nidorino, B tier as well. Nidoking, it's tough. I almost always choose Nidoking whenever I'm playing through Kanto. I really like Nidoking. So, it's between A and S. We've got a lot in S. I'm going to put him in A for now. I'm putting him at the top of A. Might change later. We'll see. Jeez, there's a ton of Pikachus. Clefairy. Just not a huge fan of the Clefairy line. Vulpix, I like Vulpix. Put Vulpix in B tier. No, I like Ninetales as well a lot. A tier. Jigglypuff, same boat as Clefairy. Not big fan. Well, actually, Jigglypuff's cool, I guess. So I'll put Jigglypuff higher. More iconic. Zubat. Super annoying. And Golbat as well. They make up for it when in Gen 1 they're annoying. In Gen 2, you can get Crobat from them, so I guess that bumps them up a little bit if we're going all the games. But in Gen 1 specifically, they're down here, if not lower. Oddish. I did use Vileplume recently. I'll put Oddish in B tier, I guess. Gloom's kind of depressing. Vileplume I'll put in A tier. I like Vileplume. I don't think much needs to be said about these two. You've played Legends Arceus, you know. You know. Venonat. Not that cool, I guess. Venomoth on the other hand, I like Venomoth. Put Venomoth in B tier. Diglett, it's just Diglett's just so iconic, you know. So, but he's also just like a little brown poo with a nose sticking out of the ground. Go ahead and put him in A tier, just because of how iconic he is. Dugtrio, B tier. There's 3 of them. It's kind of lazy. Meowth. I do like Meowth. I'll put Meowth in B tier. I like Persian a lot as well. I'm gonna put Persian in A tier. Psyduck. Psyduck's just really funny, so I'm gonna put Psyduck in A tier. Golduck looks nothing like Psyduck. I don't understand how that's an evolution, and for that reason, Golduck's going in B tier. Mankey. I actually quite like Mankey, so I'm gonna put Mankey in B tier. Same with Primeape. I used them in my first ever Yellow playthrough to get through Brock, so because Pikachu's not that great against the Rock type gym leader who uses strictly Rock ground type, so you might as well be a ground type gym leader. Growlithe. Growlithe is A tier, and Arcanine is definitely S. Because anytime I don't choose Charizard, it's always Arcanine's my fire type. Always. Arcanine he's just awesome. The thing that sucks is in Gen 1, he doesn't get Flamethrower till level 50. And you can't get it as Arcanine. You have to get it as Growlithe. You have to get Flamethrower. So you can't evolve your Growlithe till level 50 unless you want to go with Fire Blast as your fire move, which is too inaccurate. So I always have to wait till level 50 to evolve him. but then he just breezes through the rest of the game. Let's see. Okay, Poliwag. I don't. I mean, Poliwag's. I guess it's all right. Poliwhirl as well. Poliwrath is just kind of weird. I'm put Poliwrath in C tier. Abra. I like Abra. He just like dips, you know. Whenever he's just like, hi, see ya. He is annoying to catch if you don't have great balls. Kadabra. I think Kadabra is got to go up here as well because almost always use Alakazam just because of how great he is in those games. Alakazam might be leaning S and put him right behind me, Nidoking. I like Nidoking a little bit more, but he's just too good. Uh, Machop. Go ahead and put him B tier. He's cool. I like Machoke a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and put Machoke A tier. Same with Machamp. Machamp's definitely not D tier. He's A tier for me. Uh, Great Pokemon. Too bad he's a trait evolution, so I don't always get to use him. Uh, Bellsprout. It's, I guess, C tier. Along with Weeping Bell, I'm not the biggest fan of them. Victory Bell, on the other hand, is gonna be B tier. I like Victory Bell a little bit more. Tentacool. Tentacool's gonna go. Tentacool's like the Zubat of the ocean, but there's not as much ocean you have to traverse in Kanto as there is caves, so it's a little less annoying than Zubat is in Golbat. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Tentacool in B tier. And Tentacruel has a huge base stat total, like bigger than I thought. So also B tier. That brings the line up a bit. Okay, we got Geodude next. Geodude is just a rock with hands. C tier. Same with Graveler, except Graveler's just a bit disturbing looking. So D tier. I like Golem though. Golem can go B tier. These two are just, especially Graveler. Graveler's a bit off-putting. It looks like he's got 4 hands. And that face is just weird. We got Ponyta next. Ponyta's just cool, you know, B tier. Same with Rapidash. Don't ever use them in Kanto though. Slowpoke. I mean, just look at him. He's got to go up there. Same with Slowbro. I mean, just, yeah. I don't really use them, but like they're just funny. Magnemite, kind of boring. And also Magneton. It's just a magnet with an eyeball. Farfetch'd. I hate how rare this thing is, and for that reason, he's going in D tier. He's so rare for no reason at all. He's so weak as well. Like, I'm pretty sure he's weaker than Butterfree. Doduo. It's a cool concept. I guess it's a Roadrunner. Dodrio. I like Dodrio a bit. Might be saying it's basically the same thing as Dugtrio, except he gets a tail, and the middle one gets hair. So, yeah, I like that a little bit more. Seal. I don't like Seal. Dugong's alright. Seal just looks a bit weird. Honestly, that's where I'm gonna put Seal at. Grimer and Muck. I mean, I guess Muck's alright, but Grimer, it's just sludge. Shelder. Yeah, I like Shelder. Shelder goes B tier for me. Cloyster. It's between B and A. I'm going to put Cloyster A tier. Ghastly. Ghastly B. Haunter A tier. Gengar. This is tough. It could go up in S. It's between these two. Gengar is amazing. I love Gengar. Onyx is very, very weak. So, and he's a giant rock snake. Like, how does he have a such a weak attack. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in B tier. Let's see. Okay, Drowsy. Drowsy's weird. Same with Hypno. Hypno's F tier. I despise Hypno. Drowsy's just a bit off-putting as well. I like Krabby a lot. Same with Kingler. I just like their design a lot. Let's see what's next. Voltorb. Voltorb's funny. And Electrode. They serve their purpose as fake Pokeballs on the ground. They're like Mimic Chest. So, they serve their purpose. And he explodes all the time and it's just easy XP. Alright, next we got Execute. It's just eggs. It's literally just eggs. It's C tier. Executor, though. He's derpy. He's A tier. He definitely makes up for this abomination. We got Cubone next. Cubone's B tier. I mean, his story's kind of sad, but you know, Marowak is also B tier. Gets in the way in the Pokemon Tower because it just doesn't want to rest. So that definitely knocks it down a bit. Makes me have to go through the entire Rocket hideout. I know I can do the Pokédoll trick, but like that's cheating. Anyways, Hitmonlee. I like Hitmonlee, but Hitmonchan's better. I like Hitmonchan's design a lot more than Hitmonlee. And also it gets the elemental punches, so it has very good type coverage. In Gen 1, I'm not sure if the elemental punches are in that game. If they are, I never get them. But like Gen 2, yeah, just he's very good. Anyways, next is Lickitung. Lickitung is weird. Goes D tier. Not as weird as him, and also not as annoying as these two. But he just looks weird. So we're gonna go and put him in D tier. Coughing. Coughing is quite funny. I'm gonna go ahead and put Coughing in B tier. Wheezing. Wheezing's, I guess he goes B tier as well. I'm not a hater on Wheezing. It's alright. Rhyhorn, I like Rhyhorn. I'm going to put Rhyhorn A tier. Rhydon, I don't like that it's on 2 feet, so I'm gonna go and knock it down to B tier. Chansey. Hate Chansey. Actually, Chansey, I mean, Chansey's not as bad. Chansey gives good XP. Actually, I'm gonna knock Chansey up one more. But Chansey in the Safari Zone is the most annoying Pokemon ever. Actually. Tangela. I mean, I don't really know how to rate him. I never used Tangela. He's just not that interesting. Next up is Kangaskhan. I like Kangaskhan's design, but the freaking Safari Zone. I cannot tell you how long it took me to catch this thing and Tauros. I did them back to back. It took me such a long time. So I'd usually put it A tier, but because that was recently, I'm going B tier. Same with Tauros, whenever we get to Tauros. Where is Horsey? Okay, Horsey. I'm gonna go and put Horsey in B tier. Same with Seadra. The thing is, I never use these two. Whenever I'm using a water type, it's usually either Blastoise or it's Tentacruel. It's never usually anyone else. Maybe I should try a team with Pokemon I don't use. Or Vaporeon as well. I do use Vaporeon. Next up is Goldeen. I don't like Goldeen. Seeking. Yeah, I don't like these two. So next one is Staryu. Staryu kind of looks like an alien. So I'm gonna go and put it in B tier. Same with Starmie. They just look like alien starfish. And I mean, Starmie is quite annoying in the second gym, but you know, it makes up for it. And like just the design, you know. I like the starfish. Anyways, Mr. Mime, we're going F tier. I hate Mr. Mime. You can't catch these things in a wild. So if you want a Gen 1 Mr. Mime, it's always named Marcel or Miles. Always. Same with Jinx, and also Jinx is weird as well. So we'll get the Jinx after Scyther. Scyther is A tier, easily. Scyther is so cool. And then he gets 2 evolutions, which are even cooler. So anyways, Jinx. Jinx is F tier. For the same reason Mr. Mime is. Just you can only get it through trades. You can't catch it in the wild. It's stupid. Electabuzz. Electabuzz is alright. B tier. Same with Magmar. They're basically just counterparts. I mean, they're very out of the way. Well, Electabuzz more so because you can get Magmar in a rare spawn in the mansion. They're just very out of the way, and Magmar is so late in the game that you've already got an established fire type, so you never use them. And then Electabuzz, like if you're going to the power plant, you've already got your 5th gym badge. You're probably going there for Zapdos. So why are you gonna use Electabuzz? Let's see. Next is Pinsir. Pinsir is cool. Same with, in fact, he's a little lower than Scyther. Scyther is a lot cooler than Pinsir, but Pinsir is still really cool. Tauros, like I said earlier, Tauros would usually be up in A tier, but because of the Safari Zone, in fact, I'm gonna knock Tauros in a C tier. He was awful. Like Kangaskhan was bad. He was 10 times worse. He was so bad. I'm never going into the Gen 1 Safari Zone ever again. It was terrible. Magikarp. Magikarp's A tier just because of it's Magikarp, you know. Gyarados. He's up here. I don't know. He might be above Alakazam. Oh yeah, Gyarados is the other water type. So yeah, I'm either using Blastoise, Gyarados, or Tentacruel, or Vaporeon. I never used these 2 lines or these god awful ones. All right. Where's the next one? Lapras. I've never used Lapras in Gen 1. But Lapras is cool. So I'll go ahead and put Lapras B tier. Anyways, we got Eevee next in the evolutions. Eevee going B tier. Vaporeon. I like Vaporeon's design. We're going A tier. And I also use Vaporeon whenever I play through Gen 1 sometimes. Jolteon also A tier. I like Jolteon. Flareon. I like the fire type a lot. But Flareon is just so disappointing. I'm gonna go and put Flareon C tier. I'm not a huge fan of the design, and the fact that it's a physical attacker, it just saddens me, honestly. Next we got Porygon. I have never used Porygon ever, like in any game. It's because, and especially Gen 1. I'm never gonna use Porygon in Gen 1 because it is super expensive. 9,999 game corner points. That's crazy. But I do like Porygon's design, so we're gonna go and put him B tier. Next we have Ditto. I think I accidentally skipped over Ditto. Ditto. Ditto's. I mean, he can transform into any Pokemon, so he's got to go A tier, right? I mean, he could transform into Charizard, my favorite Pokemon of this generation. So let's go A tier. Anyways, now we're on to the fossils. Hot take. Ammonite and Omastar are not as good as Kabuto and Kabutops. I don't get the hype with these two. I mean, he does look cool, but like Kabutops is better. He's literally got scythes for arms. He's got the double Grim Reaper setup, you know. He'd beat the Grim Reaper in a fight. Like this guy's never dying. All right, next we got Aerodactyl. I like Aerodactyl. I just never get to use him. So it's between A and B for me. I'm leaning B because I just never get to use him. Snorlax is A tier. I like Snorlax, and you can get him relatively early. You can get him in the mid game, like early mid game, like after 3rd badge. So Yeah, he's not too inaccessible. Articuno is my favorite bird. Articuno is going S tier for me. First legendary I ever caught. And I always use Articuno to beat Lance because ice is the only thing that the dragons are really weak to in that gen. So, gotta go S tier for Articuno. Zapdos, I mean, his design is kind of goofy with those wings and stuff and the beak being like that. But I do like Zapdos, so we're going A tier. Moltres, he's my least favorite of the three because he just looks like a rubber chicken on fire, which I guess is kind of funny. But like the other two, especially Articuno. Articuno looks majestic. Zapdos looks a bit goofy, but like he's iconic. I had a Pokemon card of him a long time ago. But Moltres is just like he's just a rubber chicken on fire. And also, okay, Dratini. I like Dratini. Dratini's going A tier. Same with Dragonair and Dragonite. Now, I've never used Dragonite in Gen 1. I've got to sometime because of the god dang Safari Zone. Dratini was pretty bad to try and catch as well, but not nearly as bad as Kangaskhan and Tauros. And yeah, I just so I like the line, and I'm planning on using Dragonite someday. All right, we're at the final two, Mewtwo and Mew. Mewtwo is going right behind Gyarados, and we'll get to that for in a second. Mew is actually going right behind Mewtwo. All right, so the reason I put those two there is because Mewtwo, he's just so freaking cool, you know. And also he's got the mansion storyline, all the books and stuff. You have to like put the pieces together and stuff. And Mew is what caused that. He caused that. And also the Mew glitch and all that. So I've actually used Mew in a playthrough of Gen 1. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so this is my completed list. I guess I could get into some of the forms. I'm not gonna do these. Or all the Pikachus. I guess I could get into some of the major forms, like the Megas. Okay, you know, I'll leave the Megas for a different video. And I'll leave the regional forms for a different video as well. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm planning on doing this for Gen 2 at some point. Gen 2 will be a lot shorter because there's less Pokemon. If there's anything I would change looking at it now, I'd probably actually. Yeah, I'm gonna boot Nidoking up to S tier. And I'm gonna bump down. Okay, I'm not gonna bump anyone down from A tier. I might bump down Tentacool. Just because Tentacle's kind of annoying in the water. Tentacruel, on the other hand, stays up there. Alright, well, that's my completed list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.